Hey everybody, welcome to the AI Guide where we're making AI human. I'm David. Thanks so much for tuning in. I did a short on agriculture recently and AI, and I have a bigger story on that right now. But before we get to that, click the link below, get those free resources. The resources are free and will help you learn much more about AI than we can do in these short videos, and you're going to need to learn this. Check out the short coming out this week. But in addition to that short, we're going to see right now why AI is driving indoor farms. So indoor farming has been around for a number of years now. And what do they use AI for? They use it to manage the watering systems and manage fertilizer application and climate control and lighting. So these are indoor vertical farms. There's also a company we're going to talk about in a minute that is doing it the old-fashioned way, which is greenhouses, and they're growing year-round. But if you watch this channel, you know that startups are having a tough time right now. This video will also give you a little lesson in capital markets and how they work for early stage companies. It's gotten much more difficult to raise money, except for the very first round of funding, which is called seed round. And other than that, a lot of startups can't raise any more money right now. Well, some startups burn a lot of cash, and those are closing. We're going to hear about that, but others are doing much better. Here is an article. I'm actually not sure where it came from, but it's a summary anyway, so I'm not really directly quoting off of any source. Indoor farms face a bleak road ahead. Energy costs driven up by the Russian invasion of Ukraine and rising interest rates are cutting into startups' dwindling cash runways. With nowhere to turn, 5 indoor farming companies have already ceased operations or declared bankruptcy so far this year, and we're only 4.5 months into this year. Even late-stage companies aren't immune. Berlin-based Infarm, which raised $200 million back in December of 2021, just laid off 200 employees in November of 2022. Obviously, they had a ton of employees, and they probably burned through most of that $200 million. Still, there have been success stories in indoor farming. Plenty raised $400 million Series E in January of 2022, right before VC turned down. But a different startup, Gotham Greens, raised $310 million in September of 2022. So with the right business model, it is still possible to raise money and keep going. They say that both Plenty and Gotham Greens have a strategy that has allowed them to succeed. Both companies have benefited from methods that save on energy costs. Plenty grows produce vertically to maximize crop yield per square foot, and there's a few different people doing that. And Gotham Green relies on sunlight over artificial lighting, which obviously costs money as well. Some of these indoor greenhouses have very high utility bills. For a company to stay afloat right now, they have to cut back if they're cash flow negative, which is most startups. Across every aspect of early stage investment, which is venture capital, there's less money going in. So what does all this mean? This is not just affecting agriculture startups, although clearly it is, as we heard that 5 of them have shut down or gone bankrupt this year alone. But all early stage companies and AI companies included are being affected by decreased venture capital. So how much has venture capital reduced so far this year? Well, when you compare current months like April of 2023 to April of 2022, fundraising is down on average about 50%. In some cases, far more than that. So sectors that are not hot right now, fundraising has dropped by 75%. Sectors that are hot, like AI, have suffered smaller declines, like maybe 35%. But it is tough to raise money right now if you're a startup. And even if you have something great that you're working on, you can easily run out of money and shut down. So how do you fix that? Well, as I've told a number of companies, the way to fix it is revenue. So when you're a startup, early on, revenue fixes all problems. Why? Because once you start making revenue, first you reduce your cash burn, but second, you provide proof to investors that you have product market fit, meaning your product fixes an issue in an existing market and it's viable. That's what product market fit is. Revenue fixes all problems. Then once you hit break even, that changes slightly to quality revenue fixes all problems. What does that mean? Quality revenue is high margins. So I'll give you a couple of quick examples on that one. A grocery store operates on about a 1% net profit margin. 1%. So their costs eat up 99% of what they make. Conversely, a huge software company probably has a 60-70% net margin. That obviously is way more profitable and way more powerful in terms of new business coming in. So this is what I mean by quality revenue fixes all problems. To the extent you can get business that is higher margin, meaning you make more profit on each unit sold, the better off you are as a company. And very quickly, with high quality revenue, you don't need to raise any money anymore. Vertical farming, and because it uses AI, AI companies and AI companies in general are having a tough time raising funds right now. Eventually that'll change, but people are afraid of recession right now. They're afraid of the high interest rates, and they have high energy costs that particularly affect these indoor farms. So that energy is high utility cost and high borrowing cost if they're borrowing money. And that makes it very difficult to stay in business for those companies. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and have a great rest of the week. Take care. Bye.